Megan Heidelberg, Jamarcus Gaston, hosts of Your Carolina every weekday morning. You know, we recently visited Asheville and had the best time.
Of course, after Helene, they're rebuilding, but
Yes.
lots of things to go and check out, support those artists. So here's a look back at our visit to Asheville, North Carolina for our zip trip.
Caroline, you are joining us here, Carolina Regional, with the Omni-Grow Park, and thanks for being such a great host.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yes,
We're
our
so
team
happy.
kind of took over. We're here at the Sealy Pavilion on the property of the Omni-Grow Park, of course, in the back. You guys are known for the spa. It's a historic spot. I mean, you have all the presidents and famous people that have stayed here. Let's talk a little bit about the history. What makes this place so special?
Yeah, so we're built from the mountain we're sitting on, which I think is iconic. So as they quarried stone from the mountain, they would mark it so that they were able to place it in the order they found it to keep a seamless appearance. And they also built this place in less than a year, which is kind of crazy for the time period.
In 2025, we're like, what?
I know, and the main end section in particular, but 11 months, 27 days with only 400 men. Steam shovel, wagon, and a pulley system.
And then you have like Henry Ford that has a history here, F. Scott Fitzgerald, some of the rooms, Thomas Edison. People try to go, and you even have a bar restaurant named Edison.
Yes,
which is
we love to honor our history wherever we can. We have a President's Lounge to highlight our 10 presidents that have stayed here, with the most recent being Barack Obama, so that's something we love. And then we also have an 18-hole Donald Ross golf course, which is pretty cool, that we've had forever, so yeah.
Yeah, we see some food here. This is from the terrace, which I think we have a picture of to show you the view that you could be having as you dine on some of these wonderful treats.
Yes. Many nights on that terrace. I mean, it is absolutely gorgeous. It's breathtaking views and great food. What are we looking at?
Yes, so our Sunset Terrace, these are all items from our lunch menu. So our Sunburst Trout, which is also locally sourced from Sunburst Farms. And we have our lobster Cobb salad, which is definitely a crowd favorite.
I could do that. Like, I'm just having a salad for lunch, y'all, every day.
A lobster Cobb.
Yes, and the whole time while you're dining, you get panoramic Blue Ridge Mountain views, which is incredible.
Doesn't matter where you sit. Okay, now let's change because I want to look at that way.
Yeah, there's not a bad seat.
No.
And it's definitely considered like our primary steakhouse on property. So lunch is a little more casual, but then in the evenings for dinner service, it's the best place to get fresh cuts, seafood, all that.
Get a little more fancy.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, we have some fried green tomatoes.
Can't go wrong.
And our BLT down here that's also made with fried green tomatoes. It's delicious.
Some great
shrimp. And what is this right here?
Oh, and that's cream spinach. So it's a delicious side to pair with a steak. Yeah.
I mean, sign me up. Make your reservations to come and check that out. We got to talk about gingerbread because the National Gingerbread House Competition is back.
Yes, we're so excited to welcome it back after Helene. So it's making its triumphant return. We're so pumped to welcome our gingerbread community back. They're full of creativity, craftsmanship. So that entry's just opened today.
Okay,
so we're
good.
so excited.
You have not
Megan, you're going to get in this
Oh,
year?
good. I can finally enter my masterpieces.
Yeah, the awards will take place Monday, November 17th. So you have a little bit of time to put your piece together, but we're excited to have the display on going through the holiday season. And we also have our gingerbread package out if you wanted to go ahead and book your trip to see the display. But yeah, we're so excited.
It's a Christmas tradition. Okay, and I guess, should we go to your website for all of that information?
Yes, so Omni Hotels /Grove Park will have everything. But we're also just excited to welcome our neighbors back to the area. So neighboring states, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Virginia, with discounted accommodations with our neighbors package. And so they're able to come and stay until October 9th.
Oh, that's great.
Asheville is open and ready for business, so definitely come here and check it out. The Gingerbread House Competition is a great time to do that. Caroline, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. A good hot fish, Ashley Shanti, the James Beard Award winning chef.
Yes,
thank you.
I mean, you were nominated in the chef category and you won in the book and the media
Nominated in the chef category, but that's the one that matters because I took the medal home for that beautiful work of art, Our South. Means a lot. Our community is heavily featured in that book in the Backcountry chapter, so it feels really good to have that book honored in this really special way.
How did you get into all of this?
You know, funny enough, it was kind of that thing where my parents were like, hey, you know, I grew up on the coast in coastal Virginia, Virginia Beach. They were like, you know, as fun as it is, I'm sure, to be hanging out and lounging on the beach with your friends, you got to get a job.
That doesn't pay.
Yeah. They weren't really happy with the lifestyle I was living at 16. Just really, you know, enjoying my life, I like to say. And so, you know, I did the smart thing, what I thought at 16, which was hanging out or working at the places that I hung out at, the seafood shacks, the spots that we love to go to. And that kind of got my feet wet in my culinary journey. From there, you know, my parents are big intellectuals, both PhDs, doctors, degrees on degrees. I knew that as much as I value that, I knew that that was not my journey. And, you know, they were incredibly supportive. It took a little while, got my marketing degree. And then after that, I actually went to culinary school and took a deep dive into all these fine dining restaurants and back to my roots, I think. Doing the frying fish and little mom and pop owned type spots that I grew up going to. I'm hoping that that is kind of the feeling that Good Hot Fish evokes.
It is, and I love the fact that you were in a national park. Was it Shenandoah, where you kind of got that interest in, like, where are the black people? Like, where are the black stories?
So you're kind of highlighting the maternal side of my family. My mom's side of the family, just really huge presence in Western North Carolina, Southern Appalachia, specifically Southwestern Virginia. And just, you know, exploring those places, and especially as someone that loves nature and loves to be in the outdoors, exploring Shenandoah National Park and being like, well, wait a second, I don't see myself in this. And realizing that a lot of that history has been erased, and like, how can I highlight this and preserve a lot of the foodways that I grew up with.
And that's why this book is so important, to be able to tell those stories. And I'm really glad that you did it, and congratulations. We got to talk food. Good Hot Fish. What are we talking about? I was talking to you earlier about how I grew up near the Catawba Fish Camp. So that fish camp energy is very strong.
You get it.
So what are we getting when we come into Good Hot Fish?
So this is actually just kind of an array of sides that we're doing today. You know, hot sun beaming on us. Fish isn't really the vibe today, but we got boiled peanuts, which is a side that we have. Hot slaw, which is a vinegar-based slaw, different than like that creamy mayo base, which I love that too, but this is what we do in-house. And then our potato salad.
Potato salad looks so good.
Yeah, and we do a bunch of classics sodas in-house as well. And I mean, this is a plate that you would get if you ordered a fish plate. Of course, the fish would go there. We're going to do our anchovy salad in that little spot. However, we have over 13 sides to choose from.
Wow.
Oh my
You got a lot of options. So you're going to get that fish plate, 2 side options, over 13 to choose from, or you can come in, get 3 sides, get like a nice little deal, whatever. But yeah, so this is our anchovy salad. I kind of have some of the components laid out here. This is the dressing that I've already started, and it's exactly like it sounds, ranchovy. It is a mixture of Caesar dressing, that anchovy punch, and ranch.
Nice.
So we're gonna finish this with a little lemon juice.
Oh, that's how the pros do it. I've always wondered how you make it. Chef, it was so nice to talk to you, kind of hear your story as you're finishing up. We're going to wrap things up, but where can people buy your book and get this?
You can find this book wherever books are sold. Malaprops locally has it. Obviously, your online booksellers definitely have it as well. But yeah, I recommend going to your local bookstores to get this book. And support your local business.
And visit them in South Asheville, which has a historically black community. So glad that you're doing that right next to Burial Beer. So definitely go check that out. We'll be sure to put all the information online. Goodhotfish.com is the website to go and check it out. Congratulations, Ashley. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all so much for having me.
Love to talk about not only the history, but the black history. And we're standing in front of one of the murals of the Black Cultural Heritage Trail. And I'm here with one of the artists, Tommy Lee, who just so happened to be in the neighborhood checking on his beautiful piece. So we're lucky to be able to talk to you today. Thank you so much for talking with us. First of all, talk a little bit about what this means for the city of Asheville to be on this trail. What does that mean for you as an artist?
Well, first of all, thanks for allowing me to be on the show. I mean, it's a point of pride for me to be able to have part of my energy and flair in the city of Asheville. Means so much to me, so much to the creatives in this region, that it's like it breeds and fosters creativity. Specifically, this piece for me was a letter of appreciation to the Black community, a letter of appreciation to the Black women when we set out to like bring about a certain message on the Black Cultural Heritage Trail. I did some research. I drove around the city. I drove around several cities, and one of the things that I saw that was not really present was the conversation about what carries on this heritage, this legacy of the Black community. And I would see a lot of the old figures and older faces and the freedom fighters and things like that. It was rare that I saw the kids, the children. That's who carries on this message.
The next generation,
The next
literally.
generation, yeah. And so with wanting to focus in on that, the next part of the discussion I had was like, well, who is it? And I have conversations all the time with the women in my family, and they incubate and carry on that next level of lineage, that next level of information, care, concern, history, and she reminded me a lot of ways of my mom. She also reminded me of my sister and cousins and all of the women in my life that have shaped me and shaped most of the men that I know also. And so this title and this inspiration of Black Girl Magic came about, and I said, well, what would she be doing? She'll be watering her own garden. She'll be filling up her own cup, her own container to the point where it is overflowing. And so to try to depict that visual of abundance, of life, of joy was the main focus of that. Not only do we carry on the legacy traditions in the joy and love of the Black community through the matriarch, through that woman, but we can also do it with joy. It doesn't always have to be connected with struggle and strife. And so henceforth, Black Girl Magic is now in the South Slope, which AKA the South Side of Asheville.
Which has a big historic and rich Black history to it.
Oh,
that
yeah.
A lot of people may not be familiar with.
Absolutely. Yeah, this area quintessentially had been the Black community in Asheville, and so have been Eagle Street and a bunch of different areas around Asheville that literally were built brick by brick by the Black community, and place for commerce, place for education, place for community. And so to pay homage to that on this wall in this area for me meant a lot.
This cultural Black Heritage Cultural Trail, what does it mean to have that type of trail here in Asheville? Because when you talk about Asheville to people, they don't usually think about the Black stories. They don't think about Black people.
Right.
So what does this trail help do for that messaging?
It brings the stories into the now. It makes it to where people see, understand, and feel that the reason that this place is what it is now is directly a result of the investment, the blood, sweat, and tears of the community that came just a few decades before. And so it's a reminder of that. The Black Cultural Heritage Trail is a reminder, and also a way for people to reconnect and tap back in to that source and to that memory.
And for folks looking to keep in touch with you and follow some of the other work, I know you're busy working on lots of different projects.
Yeah.
What are some ways that they can follow your work and keep in touch with you?
Yeah, Sir Tom Foolery Art and Design. That's my pen name. My moniker, SC Foolery, Sir Tom Foolery. I'm on the interwebs, Instagram at Brother Lee Love 1. That's Brother LEE Love number 1. And reach out. I love to collaborate. And you see what we can do to beautify communities in whatever ways we can.
Well, thank you so much for adding not only this splash of color to this wall, but also sharing a bigger message to the community that Black history is here, Black history is now, and Black history is happening. So
it's a part of all of our history, regardless of the shade. The rhythm, the color, the food, the influence. It is a part of a shared collective weaving together that does make this community, this country, what it is, like it or not. So why not embrace it?
You were listening to artist Tommy Lee McGee. He is one of the muralists that is in front of his piece there in South Asheville in front of Black Girl Magic. It is on the Black Cultural Heritage Trail here in Asheville. I'm here with Buncombe County Commissioner Al Whitesides, who's going to give us some more of a foray into the cultural trail and what that means for Asheville. Thank you so much for joining me, sir. I was reading about all the things you've done. You're the first Black Buncombe County Commissioner. So, I mean, congratulations on that.
But not the last.
Not the last.
Now it's 3 of them.
Now the 3 of you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here. And let's talk about the Cultural Heritage Trail. What is it? It kind of focuses on 3 areas of Asheville?
Yes, it does. To start with, it came about because we wanted to make sure that our rich history was preserved. And, too, it's a good... we want to see African American too. We want to see everybody here tourists.
Right.
You know? And when you look at the rich history we have, and I didn't realize some of it. I've been here all my life until they started putting the trail together, and it's just unreal. Everything from A-Score, a group that I was in the '60s, when Stevens Lee, the legendary Stevens Lee High School,
Right.
we integrated Asheville in about a 5-year period. And we can go forward from there and backwards, you know, with the contributions that we made. James Vesta Miller, who built the municipal building, a lot of the historic churches. My church, Hopkins Chapel, that's been around since 1868.
1868.
And it burned in the early 1900s, and they rebuilt it in 1910. Now it's a historic site. It's beautiful.
As it should be. And I think it's so important, too, because when people come to Asheville, they don't always think about Black history, but there are so many communities. I was over at Ashley's restaurant and talking about, you know, South Side and South Slope, that area, and how it was like essentially a Black Wall Street of businesses that were flourishing.
Had Eagle Street, which was a Black Wall Street. You had everything from pharmacists to African American pharmacists that were there. You had insurance brokers, lawyers, doctors. Really, when I came up in Asheville, we had our own community. We had everything we needed. And because of the times we lived in. And the Stevens Lee High School that I graduated from in 1962, it in the 40s, and I didn't know this until I was on the school board reading some history, they had more teachers with master's degrees than, percentage-wise, than any high school in North Carolina, Black or white.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's the type of information and the knowledge that you're going to get as you explore the Black Cultural Heritage Trail here in Asheville. And you can go online. Explore Asheville has done an amazing job of taking, even if you want to go on there after the show and listen to some of the slides and read some of that, you can explore it from your own fingertips to do that. So definitely check that out the next time you're in Asheville in those 3 different areas of Asheville. Again, Explore Asheville has done all the work. Al, thank you so much for coming and giving me, a documentary worth of knowledge here. So we wish we could talk to you for longer. And thank you, a service member. Thank you for the service to this country. We appreciate that. Thank you. You got to be careful with this one. You're like, I want to be.
Notice I'm like, I am not responsible for breaking this gorgeous art.
Of course, Asheville has tons of amazing artists, and we're lucky to be joined by one today, Michael Hatch with Crucible Glassworks. Thank you so much for coming to chat with us today.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yes, I mean, your pieces are absolutely stunning.
Yes, eye catchers from the
Yeah, and they tell stories too. That's the great thing about the Glassworks, is they each have a different story attached to them. How did you get into this line of work?
Well, I took it as an elective in college. My degree was actually in sociology and anthropology, and I fell in love with it immediately. It became my permanent elective, and now here I am almost 40 years later, and you know, running my own studio. And
I love that, permanent elective.
Yeah.
Us and the whole crew, we cannot stop staring at this, and you call this your waterfall series. It is gorgeous from the colors to just the story it tells.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm inspired a lot by the beauty and the mountains around us, and then also, you know, some socio-political work and, you know, things that I try and work on, things that have a little more content and meaning than just like the object itself at times. I make all different types of stuff, but I'm kind of known for my one-of-a-kind work, so that's what I brought here.
Yeah, we saw your work. We're like, we have to have him on because we can tell that this is more than just, you know, putting glass pieces together. It's about sending messages to folks, and so that's the great thing about Asheville. You have a big community of this as well. So for people wanting to come into the studio and take a look at your process, that's something they can do?
Yeah, we have an open studio gallery up in Weaverville, and when I'm blowing glass, there's chairs and seating right behind the bench. You get a front row seat, and you can sit and watch me make things and then go browse in the gallery.
I think that is so cool. How does it like start? Is it one big piece of glass? Is it?
It starts, there's a furnace with a bowl of molten glass that's 2,000 degrees, over 2,000 degrees. The same temperature as the inside of a volcano.
Oh,
wow.
man.
And
okay.
so then I'll have a 5-foot rod. I should have brought one, but I'll gather the glass on the end of a blowpipe.
Okay.
And I can only get so much at a time. It's like gathering honey. So depending on the size of the piece I'm going to make, I'll make multiple gathers. I can add color in between the layers. Once I get the amount I need, then I can really start to blow it out. But it starts out as a big bowl full of molten glass.
That's cool. I've always wondered, like, what is the very starting piece? And then you have too something in Weaverville that you want to.
Oh, we have the Weaverville Art Safari, which is a studio tour that's been going on for over 20 years now. We do it in the spring and in the fall. The next one coming up will be the first weekend in November. And we had 36 studios and I think 70 artists on our last spring tour. And so at our studio, we'll have 5 or 6 guest artists out in the yard, kind of like a little pop-up craft fair. And I'll be in the studio doing demos. And
it is really cool to see it in person too. So crucibleglassworks.com is the website to go and check out more of Michael's work and get in contact with him if you want a piece made for yourself or buy one of his pieces as well. So thank you so much for coming and chatting with us.
All right, well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. We'll put all the information for you.
I want to see you pack everything up, like the careful how you move.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, thanks, Michael.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. With each chip away, an uncovering of a new, undiscovered beauty.
So it's been a rebuilding and a grieving of all the things that we lost. The entire studio was under 27 feet of water.
Denise Markbright founded Asheville Print Studio in 2017, a community hub for over 40 printmakers, a one-of-a-kind spot in western North Carolina. Denise approached artist Anna Bryant to reimagine the studio with Anna as partner.
And then the flood came, and that changed everything.
The deluge of Hurricane Helene ravaging the largest building in the River Arch District, destroying work, damaging equipment, but compelling a community.
We had strangers that we didn't know to come and it was not pretty work. No. It was the dirtiest, nastiest job, just feet of silt and mud covered everything.
Yeah. Her name is Lucille. She's red like Lucille Ball.
A fiery Asheville effort helping save their beloved press, helping move forward their larger mission.
We love just to share the craft of printmaking. Craft arts is such an integral part of Appalachia.
Saying goodbye to Asheville Print Studio and
Asheville's open. We're open.
Hello to Print House.
We looked high, literally.
On higher ground, which opened in downtown Asheville in May.
They can come and see beautiful prints, non-digital prints, old school. We're analog, so we're making wood blocks and lino blocks and screen printed fine art pieces, many one of a kind. We do classes, workshops. We have our work up on the walls, and we'll do special events here, and it's an event space as well.
Out of the water, out of the mud, a new space to carry on a tradition that even a storm couldn't stop. The Rad Market, you guys have been moved to a different location because you were right on the river too, but now you're in a different location. Tell us about that.
We were at Smoky Park Supper Club when the storm happened. That location was literally washed away in the storm. And since then, we've been graciously hosted by New Belgium Brewery. Our market takes place every Wednesday from 3 to 6 p.m. and we feature up to 45 local vendors every single week of the year.
Wow, I love the Wednesday time frame too. So many people think the weekend, Saturday, but that just sounds so fun. Like, well, I know what we're doing for dinner Wednesday, whatever I find at the market.
A little midday market, we love that. And you brought some vendors with you today to kind of give us a little intro, and a lot of these have some story that is attached to the storm.
We've got a lot of stories in this market, so definitely wanted to feature these guys today.
Yeah, so let's start with Ashley and Travis. Introduce your company to us and tell us a little bit about how the storm impacted them. You both are trained chefs?
Yeah, we're both chefs. We've been cooking for 20 plus years, and we have an amazing business where we source all local produce and small producing meats, and then we make amazing dinners and pantry staples.
And you were kind of set up, you've been now forced, you had a brick and mortar, but Hurricane Helene?
Yep, 28 feet of water, completely demolished. So we were graciously welcomed into the farmers market community, And we do 3 farmers markets a week, and we also sell out of our production kitchen in Woodfin.
Yeah.
Gosh, how long did it take you to get back to that point? Because I can imagine it wasn't like, you know, the flood came and then
2 weeks.
that's it. That's
Yeah.
really fast.
I believe it was like the mid-October.
Yeah.
So the flood was September 26th,
Yep.
and our first Tuesday market right next to Anna.
Wow.
It was like mid-October.
I bet that would have been like emotional too. Just like, oh my gosh.
Oh
I
yeah, we
can't
pretty much
believe-
had pickles to sell.
Yeah.
It was just
I
pickles.
I mean, everything that you work for, you put into this brick and mortar, and to see it just taken away. But then I'd imagine it's a mix of emotions, because then you see the Asheville community coming together saying, what can we do? Can we put you at a market? What can we
One
help you
pickle
with?
at a time. I love that.
We just want to exist, and we love cooking, and we love supporting farmers. So
Well,
as
your
long as we
food
can do
looks-
that, we'll be happy.
It looks so good. That chicken pot pie's got to be eaten tonight. You know what I mean? I'm a sucker for chicken pot pie.
Moroccan chicken for sure.
That's for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
In our last couple of minutes, Anna, tell us a little bit about your business and how you guys are, you know, getting back to work after the storm.
Yeah, so I'm Anna Jackson. My dad and I run and operate J4 Cattle Company together, and we are a local beef cattle farm in Morganton. And we are at the River Arts District Farmers Market, the West Asheville Tailgate Market, and then a few other markets outside the area. We dry age all of our beef for between 18 and 21 days.
Look at this.
And,
I mean, that meat looks so good. It's like the perfect cut.
Right?
yeah, and we work with Ashley and Travis at New Stock, and we supply the beef for a lot of the dishes that have beef incorporated in those, and then other restaurants that are here locally in Asheville.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
the freshest meat. It is grilling season.
Yes.
So definitely be sure to go
Yes.
and check them out at the market and get some fresh meat and some fresh meals to go as well. And really love on these artists that are supporting this community through the River Arts District Farmers Market. Again, that's on Wednesdays at New Belgium. And again, you can go to radfarmersmarket.com for more information. So definitely go down and check them out. They were talking about how the lower River Arts District is still closed because it was closest to the water. The upper Rad, as they call it, is a good place to go and check out and support those tons of artists that want you to come and buy stuff.
It's crazy, like all the good that they have done and everything they've been able to reopen in a year.
Yeah.
Still need your help. So go by and do your shopping there and visit us every weekday morning at 9. We'll be back next week for another YC Sizzle.